And recently you were in Nairobi, correct?
Correct.
What was that? Can you tell
That was called the UN Plastic Treaty.
And UN Plastic Treaty. Doud Woodring, can you tell us what to do, mate?
Yeah, I was happy. This was like a big win, actually, because I got, so the UN Plastic Treaty is a negotiation, 180, 200 countries 3 years ago, all agreed we need a plastic treaty to slow down plastic pollution. We want to figure this out within 2 years. And so every 6 months, starting a year ago, we just finished the third meeting. Every 6 months, they have a big meeting. All the global countries come, all the stakeholders, NGOs, and companies come together and share ideas. Many cooks in the kitchen. Very complicated. But they're trying to make this treaty happen within 2 years. We're halfway through. So Nairobi was our last event 2 weeks ago. The next one will be Canada in April, and then Korea in November. I don't know if it's going to happen, but the point is, 4 years ago, no one was talking about a treaty, and no governments really put enough spark into this as a national issue for their own government. Now, 200 of them have negotiating teams in these UN events trying to figure out what the heck plastic is all about, and are getting up to speed pretty fast. So now we have 200 countries who are ready to do a treaty. And regardless of what the end solution is, you've already advanced this discussion so far that now they're going to be good countries who say, I'm a good citizen on the block, Costa Rica, Norway. I'm going to do these amazing things, and others can follow us. The other guys might say, oh, we don't have to wait that. We don't have to do it quite yet. But there will still be someone in the Ministry of Environment and Ministry of Commerce who said, well, we signed on this treaty. We have to develop these. We have to meet these goals in 5 years or 3 years, whatever the term is.
And you're LPE, Doug.
So I got to speak at one of these side events. And, I didn't apply to speak, which made me, more interested. I did apply to speak in Paris, but there's so many people wanting to talk about their issues that I just didn't get picked on that topic. And I got picked, and then, we're talking about something that a lot of people don't fully understand, and it goes back to the circular economy and the movement of recycling. A lot of people, unfortunately, in the environmental community have been dismissing recycling as an option, and that it's not working because trust has been broken around the world, including Hong Kong, that you spend time to put your stuff in the bin, and then the truck comes and puts it all together, and people see it's not working. I don't see how the recycling happens. And so people have lost faith. Like I said at the beginning, the waste management systems really weren't set up for plastic. Doesn't mean it can't happen. A lot of this is societal change has to happen, like our harvest plastic. They had nothing, so we can go in with a clean slate, say, pick all of your plastic up, and the other stuff will work itself out because there's room for that. But get this stuff out of, the waste zone, and then we could handle it. And this is what we're doing in places where they've never had anything. So
we're going to drop a rooster in the middle of Hong Kong. We're going to drop a rooster in the middle of New York.
We'll be on the IFC.
We're going to start breeding roosters, mate.
And Broadway.
Yeah.
Believe me, it's coming. Yeah. But the thing is, trade, circular economy. People say, oh, we need a circular economy. You build something, make something, and tear it apart and put it back in again. But is that domestic? Is it provincial? Is it county? Or is it global? And then if something like plastic, most countries in the world do not have the recycling and the waste management and the manufacturing to absorb the plastic. But they import it from all the companies around the world.
Yeah.
Your candy bars and your hamburgers and your drinks and they all go to the islands and they all go to the countries, and then those countries have nowhere to put it. So if we tell them they can't trade it to someone who can recycle it, then it's like locking in their garbage in their front yard and they have no resources, so they're going to dump it and burn it.
Yeah.
And the waste trade got a bad name because there was traders who were selling stuff mainly to China. China was buying everything when the manufacturing was growing so fast. They could recycle anything and put it into good use. But they got sent a lot of garbage that wasn't so usable. And then the local guys who were the not true recyclers, they were just the scavengers sorting the material, would just dump that. And then China said, this is too much. We can't control it. We don't want it to happen. But trade with legitimate qualification of the materials, legitimate checking, which never used to happen 5 years ago. If you can do all that, then the countries of Fiji and Samoa and Cambodia and in Africa, they can be gathering and using all these little machines you asked me about, the shredders and the grinders in the villages, and start feeding into the global supply chain to the guys who can start recycling. And no one at the UN has ever talked about this, because mostly what they're trying to do is prevent, slow down, and find alternatives for plastic. But they've not spent time talking about recycling and all of the inventory of that stuff that's already in the world today, and which will keep coming till the magic bullet comes.